And that down, let's move on to this, shall we? You know, in the new era of streaming, of course, it all exploded during the pandemic. Then reality kind of set in after the pandemic for a lot of the streaming services. And most of them struggle to turn a profit. I mean, it took Netflix like 15 years to finally actually start turning a profit. And then we saw Disney Plus starting in there. Well, now Warner Brothers' Max is now starting to turn things around. Now, we reported a little while ago that they showed their first quarterly profit, which was like a small thing, but it wasn't a loss, which is what a lot of the other streamers still have. Well, now, according to CNBC and a few other news outlets, Warner Brothers Discovery added 7.2 million Max subscribers, the streamer's largest single quarter jump. This is what they wrote. It said Warner Brothers Discovery said Thursday that its streaming platform Max added 7.2 million global subscribers in the third quarter. It marked the biggest quarterly growth for the streaming platform since its inception. Max now has 110.5 million subscribers as of September 30th. Warner Brothers Discovery flagship streaming service has been growing its subscriber base at a fast clip this year since expanding internationally during the first half. The Warner Brothers Discovery stock was up more than 10% on Thursday. The streaming business has become a bright spot for Warner Brothers Discovery as its traditional TV networks have been pressured by cord cutting and a soft advertising market. Last quarter, Warner Brothers Discovery reported a $9.1 billion write-down on its TV network. So a couple of interesting things here. Let's start with that last part there. Again, more signs that the traditional television broadcast stuff is dying quickly. It's the part that every company is looking to offload and sell off and all that kind of stuff. On the flip side, it is encouraging to see. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence too that right in the era that we're getting things like House of the Dragon, Penguin, more original stuff is popping up on HBO Max, and their long awaited international rollout has added a lot to this. I think they posted finally in the triple digits in millions, in the hundreds of millions for their profit for it. First time that's happened in a long time. So you're finally starting to see, it took years and years of laying groundwork and years of effort, maybe too long, but they're starting to finally see that turn around and become profitable. What is clear is they have to maneuver more quickly, I think, to offload some of their more traditional media stuff like the television and what have you. But still, I think this is a great sign for them. The whole idea about having their biggest quarterly growth so far, they continue to put out quality product. This is good stuff because listen, while Paramount Plus puts out some good stuff, Peacock puts out some good stuff, Disney Plus hit and miss, but sometimes they put out some good stuff. Netflix, terrible movie crap, but a lot of their series is quite good. Overall, HBO and Apple Plus has been doing great.
Gold standard.
I still think the gold standard, though, I still think is HBO.
HBO? That's fair.
Yeah, I think they're still it, but we need to see Apple Plus have a longer record. But woo, man, it's good to see them doing well.
Yeah.
It's good to see them doing well. As a matter of fact, even Paramount Plus just announced its first quarterly profit.
Whoa.
It was much smaller, but it wasn't a loss.
But it's a profit.
I mean, so decent things are happening there. But
that's good.
Anyway, Chris, you see these numbers for, Max actually now being more solidly profitable, had their biggest growth so far. What do you attribute that to? Do you think it's the more popular content that we have coming? Don't forget, we also got for the pop cultural people, we got things like Lanterns coming and a lot of stuff like that. What do you attribute this to, and what do you think the overall impact is?
Oh, the quality of their content, absolutely. Because Disney at least can kind of skate by on having so much of nostalgia banked on it that I know I'm not going to cut that service because I'm going to get sad and want to watch DuckTales. I understand that this is cheaper for me than therapy or medication, so I'm going to watch DuckTales. I really think it's the content on here. We have excellent shows on HBO Max, really just high quality stuff that harkens back to when HBO first existed, right? It's not TV, it's HBO. And that's always been the standard there.
Yeah.
Everything there feels so well made, so well executed. It always feels like movies on your small screen. which is fantastic. And if you're going to have a streaming service, you might as well do it that way, as opposed to, like I've said before, I love the trash on Netflix, but you know when it's trash and it feels like trash and it's really low budget. This I think just speaks to the quality and also to the shows that are yet to come on here. I think people are really excited about all the DC content. I think people are so jazzed about the next season of Last of Us. Strap in, folks.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
If you didn't play the games, I'm so sorry. There's a lot of stuff on there. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't bring up that this year we also did see WB lay off about 1,000 employees. Now, only about 10 of those came from their actual streaming department. Most of them came from financial departments, things like that, and a lot of their cable news network stuff. But I think when we're talking about profit, we do just have to kind of, tilt our hat to that thing that happened earlier in July of, yes, they've made a profit, but they did have to cut back as well. That's standard for a business. But I think overall, their streaming service is really taking off. And the fact that only, 1% of their layoffs came from the streamer is another indication of it doing really well.
And where their priorities are shifting to.
Absolutely,
right? Yeah. I wonder, though, as I think, we went from that initial gold rush of streaming when the pandemic was happening, the harsh, dark reality after the pandemic, when they realized, oh, this isn't going to be what we thought it was going to be. I think we're now going into this era where we're going to now get the culling. I think over the next couple of years, we're going to go through a process where we're going to end up probably with like 4 streaming services, whether it's through services dying off, mergers. I think mergers and acquisitions is going to be a big part. But, a lot of people have debated. Everybody's always known that one of them will definitely be Netflix. Netflix will definitely be one of them that is still standing when the whole shakedown happens. I'm thinking Disney Plus is probably going to be another one.
Yeah.
Because they're getting better at what they're doing.
And they're linked with Hulu.
And they're linked with Hulu and ESPN and all that kind of stuff. They've really positioned themselves well there.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think Apple is going to be the third in all that. Not just because they're putting out great content. Every day, I'm going to remind you guys, watch Shrinking. So they're just killing it there. And then I think the other one will be HBO Max. I know there was some question there. Some people were wondering if Max was even going to survive because, going all the way back to the AT&T era owning WB, they've been in a free fall for a long time. Is the work they've done for the last couple of years actually going to start turning things around? And it looks like they are. Now, what'll happen to things like Paramount, Peacock, like AMC Network, like all these other ones, probably mergers and acquisitions, I'm guessing, but we'll have to just kind of wait and see. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Guys, we all know November's all about gratitude. And along with those we appreciate, let's not forget to thank ourselves. In a world as busy as ours, just making it through each day can be an accomplishment. One important way to show yourself some appreciation is by investing in your mental health. And that's where therapy can really make a difference. Therapy isn't just for those in crisis. It's for anyone wanting to learn better coping skills, set healthy boundaries, and work towards being their best selves. You often heard me talk about that it's great that we prioritize our physical health, but it's time that we also prioritize our mental health. Let's start encouraging ourselves and others to take steps to improve our mental health as well. So if you've ever thought about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, super flexible, and fits right into your schedule. You just fill out a quick questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can even switch therapists anytime at no extra charge. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, it looks like they've just had their biggest growth that they've ever had. They're now consistently turning profit on it. Great. Do you think they would be one of the 4 surviving streaming services? Do you think they could rank even higher? Maybe you don't even subscribe to them. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.